Let's get started. Start with listening, and then learn new words and practice them in sentences.
Ever felt like giving up while learning English? Sometimes the journey to language proficiency might seem like an endless uphill battle. We've all been there. The key ingredient to overcoming these challenges? Motivation. It fuels our desire to learn, and it's the spark that ignites the drive to improve. The significance of staying motivated while learning English, or any language for that matter, cannot be overstated. If you've ever felt this way, this video is for you. One of the best strategies to stay motivated is setting small, achievable goals. Now, why is this so important? Imagine you're climbing a mountain. If you try to reach the top in one giant leap, you're bound to get overwhelmed. But if you break it down into smaller steps, before you know it, you'll find yourself standing at the peak. The same principle applies to learning English. Instead of aiming to master the entire language overnight, break your learning journey into small, manageable tasks. For instance, you might aim to learn 10 new vocabulary words each week. This goal is clear, specific, and achievable, making it much easier to stay motivated. But here's the secret sauce. Once you achieve this small goal, don't just move on to the next one. Take a moment to celebrate your achievement. Give yourself a pat on the back, or perhaps reward yourself with a small treat. This sense of accomplishment will fuel your motivation to keep going. And remember, it's not about how fast you reach your goal, but rather the consistency in your efforts. So even if you're only learning a few new words each day, that's perfectly fine. What matters is that you're making steady progress. So start setting those small, achievable goals today. And don't forget to celebrate each victory, no matter how small it may seem. By setting and achieving these small goals, you can keep your motivation high and see steady progress in your English learning. Another key to staying motivated is celebrating your progress. Now, this is something we often overlook or undervalue in the hustle and bustle of our daily lives. But let's take a moment to understand why it's so crucial. When you're climbing a mountain, you don't just look at the peak ahead, you also look back and appreciate how far you've come. The same principle applies to learning English. It's not just about the words or grammar rules yet to be mastered, but also about those you've already learned. Let's talk about milestones. These are the markers of your progress. It could be something like mastering the past tense, or successfully using a tricky phrasal verb in conversation. Perhaps it's the first time you watched an English movie without subtitles and understood the plot, or the first time you had a conversation with a native speaker and felt confident. These milestones are worth celebrating. When you hit one, take a moment to acknowledge your accomplishment. Be proud of yourself. You could even reward yourself with something you enjoy, like a piece of chocolate, a favorite movie, or even a day off from studying. Remember, progress, no matter how small, is still progress. It's the accumulation of these small achievements that leads to large successes. So don't rush the process. When you take the time to celebrate your progress, you'll find that your motivation to continue learning stays strong. A great way to stay engaged with English is to incorporate it into your daily life. So, how can you do this? Well, let's dive into some practical suggestions. Firstly, consider listening to English podcasts. This is a fantastic way to improve your listening skills while learning about topics that genuinely interest you. Whether you're interested in history, science, or pop culture, there's undoubtedly a podcast out there that will capture your attention. Similarly, watching movies or TV shows in English can be a fun and effective way to enhance your language skills. This method allows you to hear the language used in a natural conversational context, which can help you get a better feel for its rhythm and flow. Now, if you're more of a reader, why not pick up a book or a newspaper in English? This can help you learn new vocabulary and understand sentence structure. Plus, it's a great way to immerse yourself in the language without even leaving your living room. Remember, the key here is to find things that interest you. Learning should never feel like a chore. When you're engaged and enjoying what you're doing, you're far more likely to stick with it and make real progress. So, start exploring the world of English media today. Find a podcast, movie, or book that you love, and watch as your language skills flourish. By making English a part of your everyday life, you'll find it easier to stay motivated and engaged. Practicing English with others is another excellent way to stay motivated. Immerse yourself in a community of learners. Joining language exchange groups or practicing with a friend is a fantastic way to keep your interest piqued. These groups can be found in your local community, online forums, or even social media platforms. They offer a safe space for you to practice speaking English, make mistakes, and learn from them. One of the great things about practicing in a group is that you get to hear a variety of accents and conversational styles. This exposure to diverse English speakers will help you understand the language in a broader context, enhancing your listening skills and cultural understanding. But what if you're a bit shy or nervous about speaking in a group? That's perfectly okay. One-on-one practice with a friend or a language partner can be just as beneficial. It allows for a more personalized approach, where you can focus on your specific needs and pace. Regular speaking practice not only helps you apply the grammar and vocabulary you have learned, but also improves your confidence. The more you speak, the more comfortable you'll get with the language. You'll find that over time, your hesitation will diminish and your fluency will improve. So go ahead, make friends, and start practicing. You're not just learning a language, you're also building relationships and expanding your world. Remember, every conversation is a step forward in your English learning journey. Finally, one of the most important tips for staying motivated is to stay positive. Now, I know it might sound a little cliché, but bear with me. Learning a new language, especially English, is a journey, not a sprint. It's a process filled with ups and downs, triumphs and challenges, and yes, even a few frustrations. But that's okay. It's part of the adventure. The key here is to maintain a positive attitude throughout this journey. It's not about perfection, but progression. So, when you stumble on a complex grammar rule or struggle with pronunciation, don't be disheartened. Instead, remind yourself that it's a step forward in your learning process. Each challenge you overcome, each new word you learn, every mistake you make and learn from, all of these are stepping stones leading you towards fluency. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, they're necessary. Mistakes are proof that you're trying, exploring, and most importantly, learning. So embrace them, learn from them, and then keep going. And on those days when it feels like you're not making any progress, take a moment to look back at how far you've come. You might just surprise yourself with your own progress. Staying positive in your learning journey is all about perspective. See every challenge as an opportunity to grow, every mistake as a lesson learned, and every bit of progress as a victory. By keeping a positive attitude, you'll find that staying motivated in your English learning journey becomes much easier. So there you have it. Practical strategies to stay motivated while learning English. We've explored setting achievable goals, celebrating your progress, incorporating English into your daily life, practicing with others, and maintaining a positive attitude. These simple yet effective techniques can help keep your motivation high and your progress steady. And remember, each word learned, each sentence formed, is a step forward. Remember, every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Keep going and you'll see the progress you're aiming for.
Let's learn new words and practice English at level B1. Motivation. Motivation, the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. Example, staying motivated to learn English can be challenging, but setting clear goals helps. Consistency. Consistency, the quality of always acting or behaving in the same way. Example, consistency is key. Practicing English a little every day improves skills faster. Progress. Progress, movement towards achieving something. Example, tracking your progress can keep you motivated when learning English. Goal. Goal, an aim or desired result. Example, setting realistic goals is essential for staying motivated while learning a language. Encouragement. Encouragement, the action of giving someone support or confidence. Example, positive encouragement from friends and teachers can help maintain motivation.